Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mama Knows Best, Sorta. I'm Son, and I'm here with.
Mama.
Well, we have another episode today, episode 15. We'll be talking about, as you see on the bottom ticker, talking about spinning the block, and we'll be talking about really when is it appropriate to go back. When is it appropriate to date again after a relationship, and or is it okay to date your ex? So we have an expert on this topic, and I've allowed my mother, Mama, to come on here and just spew whatever she wants to spew.
So
So
I can talk now. Are you giving me permission to talk? I mean, is that what we doing?
not really. I was informing the audience what spin the block is because unfortunately we do have a old head audience in some sorts. A lot of people that view this podcast as plus 40. So I wouldn't expect them to have, new age lingo. So I just wanted to get that out the way. I'll let you go.
Oh, now I can speak.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So for the record, audience, he was late today. The last episode he talked about me being late. I was on time, ready to rock and roll and talk about this topic because unfortunately or fortunately, I have done it all. So I'm the expert on this topic. We don't even need it. We don't need a guest. I am the guest.
Well, we will have a guest today, and a clock is even right twice a day. So again, 15 episodes for the first time. So now your record on being on time for the podcast is 1 for 15. So I will talk to my team, the team that that helps me enhance this podcast while you take all these trips, right? So I'm going to talk to my team and make sure that we'll do a round of applause effects because finally you were on time.
That part, and make sure I need to be a part of the. She ready?
Yeah, I talked to my team and I was talking to them about why does the introduction, always come in while you're talking, and they said that it's a StreamYard effect. So I guess the platform that we use, shout out StreamYard, knows when you're going a little bit too far to kick on it.
The lies you tell. The lies you tell.
Fresh off of Easter, my name is Christian.
You need to go get baptized and maybe do something with that hair. Something. What happened was what? Like you need to spin the block on the barber. Okay, talking about spin the block. We need to spin the block on the barber. Whoever did your hair needs to be fired.
Well, I had braids in my head. Shout out to Pop Smoke. Look, we're gonna have to drop that in. So people that obviously didn't see me or see my social media, I did have braids, and I woke up today and my hair was itching. I was like, hey, it's time to come out. Let's go ahead and throw that miel on there. The crazy hair growth. We're going to do a little bit something different for today. So you guys get the Afro look, son, and so be it. We didn't come here to talk about my hair. We talked about that 2 episodes ago.
But we need to spin the block. You got it. We need to spin the block to your hair being cut. I'm just saying. Actually, we need to post.
We could put a poll out there and see who looks better, son or mama. And I guarantee you, I'll have 98% of the votes. I mean, do you really want to go there? Because I have more swag than you. I look better than you. I have more pull than you. I have more respect than you. So how dare you? You talk about my look. Yeah, let's stay there before we get to the podcast.
Well, let's do it.
I only thing you got more than me is money. Outside of that, I'm better at everything than you. So let's drop that. I might be even better. I might be a better engineer than you.
You ain't. I have a master's degree. I'm just saying. By the way, you just have a bachelor's, so you go back to school. Spin the block. See, there we go. Spin the block on that. Now let's get into it.
We're gonna get into our first question of the episode before we have our guests come on. Again, we're talking about spinning the block. We're talking about relationships. Obviously, my mother has experience with this. I try to tutor her about relationships, about life, but nothing really gets through to her. So we'll see what she has to say on this one. So the first question we have for the audience is, when is the appropriate time to start dating after a breakup?
Ooh, this is a hard question, and depending on who you poll, you're gonna get different answers. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on how long the relationship was and all of that. Of course, if you went through a serious breakup like me with the divorce, you definitely want to take the necessary time to heal, learn who you are, especially with being with somebody actually close to 20 years. Then it's going to take some time because you have to learn yourself being out of relationship. So is there a definite answer? No, it really kind of depends on that person and if they're doing the work, because I hate that saying time heals all wounds. That is a bold-faced lie. It's what you do with that time. If you're meditating, going through therapy, doing things to be a better person, acts of service, whatever it is, then you will know when you're ready. However, I've been in situations where broke up next day, was in the relationship the next day.
That's are we saying that mama is for the streets?
I know you better take
Can,
that back.
can,
You
can
take
we
it back.
say can we say on the podcast is mama for the streets? Can we say
No,
that?
mama is not.
Because
Mama is.
because
Hey,
you
look.
said one day you're dating, the next day you're in a new
Well,
relationship.
I was saying that. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Not maybe a week later. I'm just saying it is what it is.
Well, artists I look up to named Future once said she's for the streets. So based off of your definition,
You kidding me? Don't Future got like 7 baby mamas? You taking advice from somebody who got 7 baby mamas? I got one baby daddy. I got one baby daddy. Thank you very much. So what we talking about? What we
anyways,
doing?
we'll keep it moving. I think to answer the question, when is it appropriate time to start dating after a breakup? Well, that's hard to quantify. You can't really say, hey, you should wait 3 months, you should wait 85 days or whatever, year, 2 years. I don't think you can really quantify that. I think it's really, taking more of the approach of have I learned from what went wrong previously, right? I think the biggest thing that someone that is going to be better after a breakup is seeing after that relationship, right, wrong, or different, what did they do wrong to lead to that, right?
Right.
What can they do to be a from a man's perspective, a better leader? How can they serve better? What were things, and just start breaking down what I can do better for the relationship, right?
Yeah.
So I think that obviously takes time. Now you say that you will be able to be in a relationship one day, break up, and then be in a relationship the next day. How can you do that? Because that, the breakups that I've had, I needed some time. So how did you hop back? So you were in the streets for 5 hours, and then you went back home, but you went to the house up the block. Can you break that down?
No, I mean sometimes it just happened. Every breakup that I have, it
Wait,
was
wait, wait,
not.
wait. Time out. How do you be in a relationship one day, right? Be committed with somebody, knowing you, right? And we'll speak in general terms. Be all over social media, and then you're saying the very next day, or in not even say the next day, a few weeks later, be with somebody else. Because that, from a man's perspective, it seems like you are already looking at that house.
Abs- Absolutely. I cannot take away from that. I mean, that is a legit question to ask. How are you able to move? Well, we haven't gotten to the second question, but I'm gonna just tap into it just a little bit. I have a 95% return rate on exes. I mean, when things go left in my app, about 2 people. Once we broke up, I may have not heard from them again, but everybody post your dad, post my divorce. They want to spin the block, So I have a good return rate. So just know if you ain't ready to be committed or whatever, or you want to just do you, just leave me alone, because you're gonna come back in some form of fashion. You're gonna come back. So it's like, hey, you take a risk. Let me just call one of my ex that I didn't have any bad blood with and see, what was cracking. And it wasn't even about being in a relationship. It was more or less, let's talk. I need some advice, through this situation. And of course, they found out I was free. And you think they was gonna let this?
Are you speaking about a current situation? I thought we were talking. You do know this is airing on YouTube, Facebook, and everything.
I don't have nothing to hide. You had said very clear. We put everything out on the table. If I can post my life, I'm not gonna hide and sugarcoat the things that are not going so well in my life. It is what it is. So yes, I'm unfortunately speaking about a current situation. A lot of people don't know, but Curtis and I are not together anymore. So I had
is this a Mama Knows Best breaking moment? Are you? Can you re-announce that? Are you announcing that you moved on from your ex? Can we get that? Because we're gonna clip that off and we're gonna share it on everything. TikTok. We're gonna share it on Facebook. We're gonna share it on Instagram. Hell, I'll put on my Instagram story. Can we get you to say that again?
Alicia and Curtis are no longer a entity. So there you have it.
Okay, so enough of you. We had to bring in a guest for this topic. One of my dear friends, Tamir. And before we welcome on this show, I want to let you know, Mother, that we're going to stick to certain questions. We're not going to have you come on here and just run wild, right? We've had some pre-production meetings about you running wild. We have guests.
I'm the talent.
Okay. Well, let's welcome Tamir to the show first off. Let's welcome Tamir to the show.
Hi, Tamir.
Let's Tamir. When we have our guests, we have the 5 W's: who, what, where, why, and then of course we got to add in the how. So can we get a little bit about who you are, what you're doing, how you know myself, and then again, I'm going to preface what I say. Preface what my mother says. I'm sorry that you had to come on the podcast and experience her. So go ahead.
No, y'all are funny. I'm Tamir. I go to Mizzou, majoring in psychology, and I know Christian from work. I used to work at Subway. Christian used to work in the market. We used to talk. He was a cool dude. You said who?
Can we get where are you from? Are you from Kansas City?
I'm from St. Louis.
Oh my God!
I'm so sorry. I'm so
sexy
no,
red
sorry.
effect.
We got sexy red. She going crazy. She putting our city on the map. We getting some buzz.
Excuse me, I know you're probably too young. Y'all bet has some buzz. Some buzz with Cedric the Entertainer, Jackie Joyner.
Jackie Joyner. Jackie Joyner should be St. Louis.
Really got the buzz. Putting on for the north side, south side, east side, west side. She putting on for
right.
All the girlies.
I know that's right.
That sound like hood. She's said about 5 sides. I'm a suburb kid. I don't like sides. I'm suburbs, one side. But Tamir, before we get into this podcast, because we are talking about relationships, because we are talking about exes, we do have to ask you, what is your current status? We know that you're very popular on Instagram. We know that you're very photogenic. Where do you currently stand in your life and in your dating endeavors?
Right now, I'm single as a Pringle,
So guys, we got our social media, because your social media gonna blow up. Not that it's not already, but now that you put out there, you're single.
She doesn't need the podcast to on social media to blow up. It sounds like Tamir, are you ready? Are you in the streets right now?
Right now, yes, I am.
What does the streets look like for Tamir?
The streets is popping right now. No, just kidding. Right now, I'm really not looking into anything right now. I was in a 3-year relationship, so I'm chilling. I'm vibing. I'm where the vibes at. That's where I'm at. I'm where the vibes.
How long has it been since your breakup? You said 3 years. So how long has it been? Because that was our first question that we asked earlier.
It been like, what's today? It's gonna be 2 months.
Oh, you
3 months.
3 what?
12.
That's deep. You keeping track of the breakup? Oh my God, tuda.
I mean, a little bit.
We will ask you the first question. When do you feel like when is an appropriate time to start dating after a breakup? Obviously, you were in a mini marriage. You're talking about 3 years. I mean, God dang. I mean, Lord have mercy. I mean, you had to think that person was the one. When do you feel like it's an appropriate time to? Because right now you're in the streets. We're not gonna say that you're hopping from house.
I ain't in the streets like that though.
Okay, you're not in the street. So are you in the are you on the sidewalk? You know, have you been inside the
I'm
are you in the
like,
apartment looking outside the window?
I'm at the cross light looking at looking both ways, trying to make sure I can get past the street. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Okay.
So again, when do you think it's an appropriate time to be dating after a serious relationship? Or when do you feel like it's going to be an appropriate time?
I feel like everybody has their own coping methods, because some people, they get straight out here. Some people wait some months time. My breakup wasn't really like sad for me, so like I could give immediately I'm ready to go out of town, meet new people, see the vibes, but like I ain't trying to do nothing at the same time either. Like I ain't trying to do nothing serious. Like we cool though.
Sound like you teasing people. You going out of town. You entertaining people at Missoula. You sound like one of them type. See, I hate them type of girls, man. See, the type of girls like that be the ones that get you all excited and everything. And then as soon as it's, you know what I'm saying, as soon as it's time, you know what I'm saying, to whatever, just have some fun or do a little date or whatever. It's you don't hear from no more. So are you a teaser?
I'm not saying I'm a teaser. Like it's gonna be like with one person that I'm gonna, entertain. We got to be on the same type of level of, maybe they just got out of a relationship too, so they on the same time I'm on.
So you want a trauma bond?
Chilling.
Look, do they got their passport on deck? Because you know me, I can't date nobody with no passport.
He gotta have his passport too.
That part, you gotta have your passport on deck.
So he's perfect, but he doesn't have a passport. Could you still talk to him?
I mean, we can get you in.
Right, you got. Get that.
By the time you're ready for the trip, the passport will be here. So that's okay.
There you go. Yeah. Well, we'll move into our last question, Tamir. We'll let you kick it off. We ain't gonna take up too much of your time. We'll keep the show moving. Do you believe it's ever okay to go back to your ex?
It depends on this.
Answer this question wisely, because I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you are out of a 3-year relationship, right? And we know there's only been 3 months. Is your toe still in that water?
My toes just got out the water, so I did spin the block, but then I had to spin the block again and leave the block because the block was hot. So
the block was hot.
Block was too high, so it had to
like St. Louis, west side, east side, north side.
It was giving East St. Louis, like.
Oh, you better take that. That's where my dad is from. You better take that back.
Which is the hood. You said you talk about me growing up in the hood, which is the hood.
Yeah, like it was giving all that east side.
It was giving East St. Louis. Wow.
Anyway, all that stuff over there, so he had to go on. On and separate. But I feel like everybody's different. Like I feel like some girls go back after cheating or all those different scenarios where you go back. It may not even be that you're cheating. You might have went to a party. You might have did something you weren't supposed to do. And, your boyfriend might not like that. So, like, in that case, I think, okay, you going back to them or going back, that might be different. But, like, cheating is a whole nother level of disrespect.
Right.
And then it depends on how you cheat. Because, there's different forms of cheating. So, like, if you, like, you go raw dog, so you do something with somebody, you come back, you bring something. That's
hold on. No. Wait. You said different levels of cheating. Raw dog, strapped up, penetrating is cheating, period. Yeah. Okay, maybe that's the new generation. So you would hold on, wait. So you would forgive him if he's strapped up?
After that, I know girls that go back after that. So that's what I'm saying. See, I'm not one of those girls, but I know girls that do that type of stuff. So the cheating to them might be different for me. See, I go through your phone, see something I don't like, it's over, done. So that's why I'm like, different people got different means of cheating. My cheating is
go ahead, Mama. You got a question for us? I'm gonna let you go. I told you not to go off radar, but Mama, I'm gonna let you go off radar with her.
No. I mean, I hear you. Again, we're I'm the older generation. So is it okay to spin a block? Yes, but then like you said, it just depends. As long as a man ain't beating you or for me cheating on me or things like that, if it end amicable, and it was sometimes it's about timing. I've been in a relationship where I wasn't my best version of me, and not necessarily cheating was on the table, but I just wasn't what that person needed. And then you find yourself in a situation, you got time to reflect and be like, you know what? They available. I'm available. If it works out, let's try it. I've even seen couples who have actually divorced for a few years, couple years, and came back and remarried, because I'm not the same person that I was even 5 years ago. Like even with your dad, I know for a fact I was not the best version of me. Now that I've been able to live, learn, kind of go through some things, and I really know what I want, then yeah, if I had an ex that it just the timing was off, we just didn't rock right, and then the universe made it to a way where we can be together and it feels right, I'm gonna spin the block on it.
We got to stop this. This is where a man steps in. I let the women talk. I let St. Louis talk. I let Florida talk. We got the two states in the building, Missouri and St. Louis, but this is where the man steps in. I don't think that it's ever okay to go back to your ex. I think that they're your ex for a reason, right? Because if I go all in, if I'm giving a commitment, if I'm making that emotional commitment, the physical commitment, a financial commitment, and it didn't work out for whatever reason, why would I be re-entering, right, that commitment to potentially affect myself emotionally and backtrack on the progress that I should be making after that breakup, right? Like they're ex for a reason, so I'm kind of stuck on the fact of why am I going back to yesterday when there's a tomorrow on the horizon?
Your ex can be your tomorrow. Because, okay, for example, let's just take you young, and you was dating light skin, and at Mizzou, you was cheating and, doing the do. But now that you are a full-time, and employee, you're not living that lifestyle, you didn't learn from it, then, hey, you like, okay, I'm a better person than who I am. If it works out, I get it. I feel like, should you do it? Of course, immediately your answer is going to be no. But what if it's somebody that, like I said, the breakup wasn't bad, it was timing, you learn from your mistakes, because people have to realize people do grow, people do change. Not everybody, but people do, like, you know what, I want something different. And just like you said, something happened where brought you all two together, and then you can live happily ever after. I've seen that on numerous
Now
occasions.
you brought up the relationship I had my freshman year in college, right? Again, you have to learn, right? And so we weren't necessarily compatible. Nothing against that person, but right, if I after that relationship, I went through the necessary steps to be able to grow. Hopefully, she went through her steps. Again, I wasn't checking in on her. Once I leave the
Right.
house, I'm not going up the street. I'm going to a new city, right? And so, for the sake of the analogy, so for me, once that growth is already being fostered, and you realize that you're not compatible, and for whatever reasons, again, why are we going back to things of yesterday, right? If there is infidelity, or there was continuous arguments, if there were a laundry list of things, because a breakup is never just like, oh, we had a disagreement and we're breaking up. No, it's probably been a continuous things of like pointing out why things didn't work out. It was probably a snowball effect, right? It was an avalanche effect. Now, something small might have kicked off, but by the time it reached the end of the mountain or the end of the slope, right? You knew that you weren't compatible for that person. So why am I trying to climb that mountain up again? I just simply don't understand that from a general standpoint.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And of course, most likely the odds of that relationship being successful are slim to none. However, there are people that have spin the block and are now in happy relationships because they're in a different place in their time, and they can appreciate that partner, appreciate who they were, maybe felt like that they were soulmates. And, like I said, life brought them back together. So majority of the time, will I advise somebody to go back with an ex? No, I wouldn't, because like you said, but every breakup is not because we were fighting and cheating, arguing. It was going back to what you said. We just wasn't compatible, or where I was in my life. I thought I was ready for a relationship, but come to realize I really wasn't ready for the relationship. So the individuals, we have to determine that and see if it's worked. I would say move slowly and see how, I think that's with any relationship, new relationship, or something new, or from the ex. You always want to move, pay attention to the red flags, have your baseline on what you want to live with, don't want to live with, and go from there. That's my advice.
So you know, openly admitted that I was right when you said that going back to your ex, and not talking about you and your ex. I'm talking about just we're keeping it to the general standpoint. If someone goes back to their ex, the chances are slim to none. You
I
said
was. It has
so.
a. I was.
So it
Yeah.
seems like Mama doesn't know best, and son knows best for another episode. Thank you.
Well, since we putting the business out there, I'm spinning the block with an X. So we'll see. We'll see. Life is about chances, taking risks. Why not, right?
So let's create a clip, right? I didn't expect you to go that far. You are out of control, but because you are out of control, can we get that set up again, right? Because we're all about clickbait. I got the hottest team on the block when it comes to making clips.
Okay.
Andre, Rez, and whatever. What did you say?
I said
What? Hold on. What did you just say?
that I have spinning the block with an X. As I said earlier, I have a 95% return rate on X's. You know, fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know. Because I still have to, I get people calling me from random numbers. I answer the phone. I'll be like, for real, you didn't found out to call me on another phone. So my return rate is about 95%. Because they understand, like when you get involved in my life, like I'm an entity, I'm a vibe. Like you think you're gonna go out there and find another Alicia? Impossible. You may try.
Mama's for the street. Bye.